Hello, everybody. I'm Hayley.
And I'm Kim.
And this is
the Able Voice Debrief.
Hello, everyone. Today we are talking about our podcast episode with Megan Aslanian. She talked with us about all things honesty, reflection, networking, job hunting. The list goes on and on and on. Kim, I'm wondering what some of your takeaways were from this episode.
Yeah, I think there were a lot of really great points that were said and that I think will encourage a lot of self-reflection amongst, myself as well as the rest of our audience, which was one of the big takeaways that Megan talked about in terms of some of the tips she would give. So I think that was a big one for me because it also looped back to our conversation at the beginning of the episode where we really talked about showing the struggle and being transparent about that. And I think we talked about how maybe that's not as visible some of the time, but that it's important, and it's important to see we're struggling, but we're going to get there, or someone else is in a similar part of their journey as I am, and just kind of that representation and that connection in that way. So that was a major takeaway for me of just, okay, it's okay to show my struggle. It's okay to see others struggle and to build one another up, and to provide. I really liked that Megan talked about her passion to want to give educational content in an approachable way, which that's something that we are all about here as well, and connecting people with
Absolutely.
other people's stories and journeys. So that was a big one for myself. And then I think linked to that is, just that honesty and that self-reflection of, okay, what are your needs and your values and your passions? Specifically, Megan mentioned your population, which has been a big piece of self-discovery for me recently, in knowing, okay, I love working with individuals within the mental health framework. Let me put my energy there. And sure, sometimes we have various populations that we're passionate about, but that's where I want to give my energy, and that's okay. And it's okay to be true to that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think back to the episode that we did on identity and about how our personalities as people show up within our professional work. And she mentioned the fact that, her supervisors or people in her life would see her bubbly personality and think that would be best suited working with children. And in fact, when she had the opportunity to work with children, she decided, hey, this is not really what I want. This doesn't feel like an area that I want to focus on. Yeah. And I think it comes down to really putting yourself in those environments and learning that about yourself. I really loved having the opportunity to work with various communities and populations of people within my internship. And that's really where I discovered what I wanted to hone in on in terms of my identity as a clinician. And so I think that exploration piece is still important, but eventually I think you will find a place where you feel like your identity is best expressed within your professional identity. And so I found that was really interesting to sit and have that conversation. And also, like you said, sometimes that can be a struggle, and going through that, you can feel alone. I think this is something that's come up for us in the past couple episodes now of really understanding how to work through that period. And for Megan, she stumbled across this platform where she's able to offer her experience, her journey in an accessible way. And it's something that's so needed because, like she said, we don't often see that struggle we often see the glitz and the glamour and everybody put together. And, you know, music therapy is tough. Music therapy is a tough profession to navigate. And I think that it's great that we have these resources that we're able to see at different parts of our journey. So like you and I are at a different part of our journey than Megan is. And we've interviewed people on this podcast who have like 10, 20, 30 plus years of experience. And I think that's what I love so much about what we do. Mm-hmm. And the breadth of opportunities that being a music therapist professional really allows. We talked about that in this episode as well. The fact that we're able to do so much. Megan has a YouTube channel. We have this podcast. People have private practices. You know, I have a book.
Yeah, just gonna say books.
Are a performer and resource and online, you know, opportunities and workshops, and all of these things are really a part of what we can do with our skill set.
Yeah, absolutely. I love that so much. The possibilities are kind of endless within what we can do with our knowledge and with our particular passions. And I think that really loops back to what you were just saying, Hayley, about, yeah, we have this struggle and we have this exploration, and that exploration never goes away. And I think that also is what excites me so much about our field, is that exploration and that learning will never fully go away.
No.
We do kind of settle into the, great, these are my passions, these are my skills, this is where my direction. And I think that really comes back to our conversation with Megan about authenticity and also developing your brand. And so eventually you come to realize those elements, and you're able to just put yourself out there in that truly authentic and connected way, which is awesome.
Yeah. And I love that reflection piece as well of, you know, Megan identified that she wanted to share this because she wasn't, it's not been long since she's been in her dream job. And so she wanted to share that process of getting to her dream internship first. And then her dream job, which is awesome. And so sharing that with other people. And I think that sometimes our imposter syndrome can kick in as new professionals. And, you know, I think even before we become professionals as students, even applying to music therapy, I think there's a certain level of realization that we need to come to, that we are enough as we are. And I think that, Marie Forleo says, start before you're ready. And Megan said that even applying to her music therapy program, she didn't think that she was a strong enough musician to apply. And I think that's probably also a common struggle that people don't talk about too often. I know I struggled with that. And yeah, we've had conversations about that. And you know, starting before you're ready can help another along their journey. And that's what we're here for. We're here to lend a hand to our colleagues, our friends, to advocate for the profession, to really delve in and live in our passions.
Yeah, absolutely. And supporting one another in that experience, in that journey. And I think Megan also said, don't be afraid to connect with other therapists, even if you don't really know them or you've never really talked to them. I think it's also come up in the past few episodes that it can be an isolating kind of profession at times, because maybe we're not in a huge team, where we're not in that place where there's 5 music therapists on site. And so
right? What a luxury.
Right. One day it's coming. I know it. I feel it in my bones.
Yeah, that would honestly be the dream. But I know it's not the case for a lot of us in Canada or in the States, really. This is a common thing that comes up. And so in terms of community, connect with us. This is what this is here for. This Debrief series exists because we want to connect with you more. We want to hear your thoughts about each episode and create a place that we can talk about it, because there's a lot to unpack. I know after each episode, I have a lot of questions, and just wanting to find a place that we can talk freely and candidly. And, you know, we're just your two music therapy sisters along the journey with you.
Yes. Come and join us.